Hello my magical light beings, and welcome all to this video today. My name is Shalita. Welcome to this channel. This channel is all about magical consciousness as we are right now in the forest. The sun is shining, as you can see. I've not been in the forest for like weeks. It was raining. All perfectly planned, of course, as I'm going to share a message about that today. Living in magical consciousness, and I am so happy that I decided to go to the forest today, because you know, sometimes the fear in you is like no, but what if your heart, the love in you, is like yes? And I stepped into the forest and I felt it. I felt that energy within my heart that was so happy that I went. So excited. I've not been making videos in like 2 weeks. It's so crazy. I was thinking about what was my intro again, but I know it. It is so good to be back, and it's so green out here. I will show you guys. It's crazy how green it is. It's so magical. Magical consciousness, that is what we are living in. That's the timeline we decide upon right now, and that is as well what I wanted to talk about today. What that means, magical consciousness, is I always say that in the beginning of my videos, and I wanted to make a video that kind of explains what this means, as it is so simple, but I just wanted to share it with you. Okay, I got distracted by a butterfly, but magical consciousness is something I made up for 5D living, for living in this present moment. A lizard! So I have my phone right here, and the lizard, spirit animal, has a message. Don't be in such a hurry to get somewhere. Slow down and look for the clues that are right in front of you. It was right in front of my feet. It was like I almost stepped on it. The lizard as well talks about surrendering, being a survivor, being determined, to know when to let go. It gives you the resilience to keep going even when things seem very tough or hard or difficult. Even when things are rough and falling apart, it all leads you back to more love in your heart. Wow, we're 1 second in nature. And magical consciousness already is showing itself. The messages, the signs, spirit animals, the guidance is here. Oh my god. I was shocked by the lizard that crossed my feed. Oh my god. Magical consciousness is now. Living in the now. Living in the 5D timeline. I talk about this in my second video that I ever made about a new earth. My vision on this. What 5D is. 3D, 4D, 5D. What this means. I have a swap video living in the 5D timeline, so those will explain more about what 5D is, but I will go into magical consciousness and what that means to me. I just love nature so much. I always get so happy when I'm here. I could like literally smile the whole time. But anyway, this goes back to almost the beginning of my spiritual awakening, because why I called it magical consciousness, just higher consciousness, is because for a lot of people when they spiritually awaken, it is pretty magical to see things that you never saw before, but now you see them. So it is magical to your consciousness. It's something your mind is perplexed with. It's just so, it maybe feels very as wondrous events or miracles or magic, and that's why I called it magical consciousness. 5D living, as it does not mean that it's always like a fairy tale or always positive or always good, because as we know, 5D living is neither negative, positive, labeling good or bad, this or that. It's seeing all perspectives and not judging it. As magical consciousness, if I tap into that living, 5D living, I allow myself to drop the judgments, to drop the fear, to choose love. Even fear is here in the 3D. In magical consciousness, we know that fear is not now, as that means it's actually not here, but it gets created up here, and it is real for those who choose that timeline of fear, that choose to really be in that state. They really think this is so real, but it's actually not, because it's not here. Fear is never in the now moment, the present moment of now. Because now is where love is. Fear only exists in a creation of thinking about past or future as well as a survival thing, to, you know, use our ego to, in this moment, maybe, you know, I'm walking here, this is an example, I'm walking here, in 5 minutes you got killed by an animal. Not that there are animals out here that are that harmful, but you know, that would be your ego and that would be fear's future. But I'm alive right now. I'm breathing in air. How magical. This is something I've been tuning into lately, to see that me being alive, my heart is beating for me, I'm breathing, my lungs are working, all my organs are working. That's enough reason for me to be excited about life, because life gives me life and I can live it. I can be excited because I'm alive, as that's the point. Right now I'm alive, so fear cannot say nothing about me dying, only if it's in relation to the future. As I say, we're now in magical consciousness. I say we are here now. You are alive. If you're watching, you're here now. So there has to be no fear for you dying, only when you start to think about the future. But the future is not here yet, and you are here now. So you are breathing, you are alive, your body is doing its best to give you life, because life found it important that you woke up this morning, that you do certain things that your soul has planned, as well the free will that you have to do, just create, to have fun here at the same time. And you know, if it's done, you die. And that is just, for me, magical consciousness, that perspective of knowing that there are things that we choose with free will, and that we are responsible for our lifetime. But if we don't know, we don't know, and that's when we awaken to this information that we created, that we actually create our reality, how we see it, how we believe it. That's how we will receive it. Knowing that you can create and that you can see life the way you want to. And maybe I don't resonate with the way you want it, and maybe you don't resonate with the way I wanted it to be. But that's magical consciousness. We are not going to judge each other upon it, but we allow each other to just do that, because we know we are both creators and we can do whatever we want to. If it's love, it's love. And you know, that's something as well for me in magical consciousness. You can tap in, you can tune out, and magical consciousness is for me living your truths. I don't want to say there is one truth, as for me the one truth is love. As love manifests itself in total different forms in everybody, you know, if something resonates with your love, with your heart, if it brings you back to you, it brings you like this feeling of peace, of knowingness, that's your truth. But maybe what brings you this peace feeling maybe brings me total anxiety. And that is magical consciousness. Everybody holds their own truths as it brings them back to their own love, as there are multiple perspectives, and we know this, and we can decide whatever perspective we want it to be. We're not restricted to this one way, because we know that love is just is, and there are multiple ways in love. We can experience love in our own way, but it does not mean that if someone else says something that does not resonate with you, that's not coming from a place of love. We don't know that because maybe it brings them peace or a feeling of knowing. And that's then where we hold no judgment and allow and accept. We can accept the fact that someone else sees things differently than us, you know. That's magical consciousness to me. But once again, we decide. We decide. We can always decide whatever we want to decide upon. To be surrounded by someone, to be surrounded by a certain thing, to not watch this television show anymore. That's our decision. If that is in resonation with your love, with your highest timeline, with your destiny. And nature is my biggest reminder of magical consciousness, as it is always present. It's always here, in the here and now. Holds no judgment. Just being, to choose, allowing, maybe to enjoy this moment. But magical consciousness doesn't mean you always enjoy the moments. However you feel is real. You can let go to feel is to you. As well, that magical consciousness is just you being you being yourself. What is your authentic self, your expression? Just allowing it to come out, to flow out of you. As I heard this when I went on my bike to the forest today, instead of let's go, you know, let's go, I heard let's flow. So that is for me magical consciousness. You flow with the present moment. You never know what's next. It's just unknown. You maybe know it if you plan something for the day, but you never know what can happen. But you will move from a place of love, acceptance, of allowing it to unfold in front of you, and to let go of control and to see things through the eyes of love and from a higher perspective, to know that these things, you know, if there are things happening in your reality, they can learn you something, they're teaching you something, you can let them go. They're not forever. And oh, this white butterfly flies over there, and to know that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. You are guided. You, even in moments that you feel like, what the actual you know, why, what, I don't get it. There is a higher plan to it. To remember, that's my magical consciousness for me too, to remember that you have a higher plan and you are walking it right now, that you are right now in perfect alignment with it in this present moment. If you're watching this, that you are exactly where you were meant to be right now, and that you can decide to choose love, to take a next step. And that's the only thing you have to know. Take a next step. What will the next step be? For me, it is to take the next step, to keep walking, as that pause was well a decision that was part of this whole plan of the time of me seeing certain signs at the perfect timing. You know, that is for me magical consciousness. I'm not thinking about these things. I just allow whatever comes to me. So if, for example, I hear this voice, this subtle voice that is saying, just pause for a moment, have patience, allow yourself to stand still, I will do so. And I just flow with this feeling, because you can notice it in your being when you resist it, when you are forcing things. It is not flowing. It's not that you're just moving with the river like, yeah. No. But that's magical consciousness for me. You're just flowing with the river. And this river can become so big, so hectic, and all this crazy stuff can go on in this river. But that is magical consciousness, and that is, I guess, part of life, that, you know, it's not always smooth sailing, but you will keep sailing anyway. And if you drown, you will be led somewhere. You will maybe see new land and all of that. But I don't know when or how. I just allow. I just allow. And I guess that's the message from the lizard today, to just allow things to unfold, to take it slow, be patient with yourself. Things will not, you know, if you feel like things are, time is running out, it's not, as opportunities will catch up with you. I see a squirrel on the tree. That scared me. That really scared me. So many spirit animals today, and the squirrel for me is a sign of the fool. Start over, and that you will receive all the resources you need in divine timing. I'm balancing my camera on this bench right now. It's very funny. But I wanted to shake some cards from my homemade oracle deck that I actually got printed, and this was my first ever print. I made some messages on the back of these cards, and I'm going to shake a card for all of you today. We have the overall energy of magical consciousness. Can be any more aligned than this. The rainbow, everything is possible, believe in magic, 5D living. So we'll shake a card for today for all of you watching. But hair in my mouth. Let's see, for everyone who is watching today, a card message. Okay, we have these two. We have 1111, make a wish. Okay, we have the dandelion. Oh my god, they're all around here. It is so cool. Following bliss. What is the first step you can take? I talked about this. Choosing your highest excitement, make a wish. And we have aware of being awareness. Energy, noticing creation, awakening to love. Wow, so beautiful. Magical consciousness in 2 cards. The over energy of summer, timelines, creative expansion. Experiencing major upleveling. You are a creative being and thinker. You attract great solutions. Taking a break is productive. I have taken so many breaks in the last few weeks, and I felt so recharged. As I said, with the weather, it was raining all the time, but that is magical consciousness as well to me. I just flow with the weather. I'm not like, oh, it's raining again, oh, it's raining again. Apparently it's raining because I have to stay inside, maybe do some reflection, maybe do some healing or just relaxing, and that's how I flow with life. And it's so cool that we have the awakening card here. That is my soul card. So to follow what lights you up and make a wish, I will show you guys a clip from when I received my card deck. My own card deck, going from this uncreated with paper, painted, written, all that, to printing it. I'm so happy with this. Oh my god, look at this. We have the card deck. Like what? Look at that. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was a very fun thing to work on project, as it is still not done just yet, so I'm very excited to go even more into this card deck, to just keep walking, to keep going, to believe in yourself, to not lose hope in your path, and that you are guided. That was the message. That was what I wanted to share today about magical consciousness. To allow yourself to listen to your intuition, to love, to what your heart is guiding you. You don't have to force things. You don't have to feel like you have to go faster or go slower. Whatever comes up in you, just allow that to be. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to like, if you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. And I wish you all a beautiful and magical day today.